Yo, 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 yo. Oh man, we back with another one, IBTE Sports Podcast. You got your boy Lawrence and Phil in the building, man. You rubbing?
Got to. You know what today is? Game
What's,
day.
what's today?
Let's see. Timberwolves Lakers game 5. Potentially someone could be going home into Cancun.
You know why they really lost? They didn't have Shannon out there, you feel me? Shannon going through turmoil, so like
it would be if the Lakers do lose in 5, that would be, kind of crazy. So technically he wouldn't be wrong if he said Lakers in 5. So
yeah, we'll definitely get into it. Well, how you doing though, man?
Pretty good. NFL draft just wrapped up. We had Lawrence on Baller Central to do our very own first round mock draft, like we always do. People are complaining about it because no trade, yada yada. Of course, we're not going to do trades just because we're not going to know every single package people think up with. So it's a regular mock draft for a reason. It's in the
title, saying that
people don't want to read the descriptions. People, social media, you know how it is. Yeah. But other than that, NBA playoffs are in the way. The real teams advanced last night. We're finally sorting. We're sorting out the real and the fake.
The real and the fake.
Yeah, we're sorting out the people who want to be here.
It's time for the NBA for sure. It's
right,
definitely time. Now for me, man, I'm good, man. Life is good. Business is good. Sports is here. Playoffs is here. Draft happened. So I can't complain, man. I can't complain. Van Vliet is going off. Like I said, we're gonna touch on a lot tonight. I feel like it's gonna be the NBA draft, the NBA playoffs, and then the NFL draft. We got a lot. I feel like we got a lot to talk about. Which Kenny and Neil were here, but they got prior engagements. So
I gotta schedule a meeting or something with our HR person. Who is our HR person, by the way? We never really figured out who our HR person is for IBTE. Fresh, Rick, you, anyone else? We should hire an HR person. Maybe one of the other podcast people.
Hey, man.
Or recent other podcasts. Check those out. Maybe they're one of our HR people. You should get the lady as a podcast HR person. She might be good at it. So, hey, if you're looking for an HR position in IBTE Sports, we have too many divas on. No, I'm just kidding. Too many divas on the show.
And then it looks like Draymond's never going to play again. So I don't understand this shit anymore. Got the second half though. So, but shit, man. OKC. When OKC finished, they finished over the weekend, right?
I believe it was Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday or Monday.
That was kind of expected. The Grizzlies is all out of sorts. They just don't have enough to compete with the Thunder.
Yeah, anyone who would have got the 8th seed in the play-in tournament would have happened to them regardless. So either way, the Thunder were just that good this year.
Yeah. Special.
Yep. But hey, Grizzlies, John Morant could be out the door. Who knows? But they have a whole offseason to figure that out. So.
And then we had the Bucks and Pacers finish up last night. Bucks dominated that series. Greek did everything he could do. Pacers just a more talented team all around. Ended 4-1?
Yep.
Yeah, 4-1. They just Bucks don't have enough. Kuzma's running cardio practice on the treadmill and in the starting lineup, not helping them. Putting up 0-0-0 in 25 plus minutes of gameplay, which is insane.
Yeah, and people actually thought it was him versus Tatum when they got drafted.
Yeah.
Also, your guy, Tyrese Haliburton, double-double. One of 9 players to get 4 straight double-doubles in the first 4 games of the playoffs. Shout out to him. Didn't get that double-double in the 5th game, the closing game, but he got 26 and 9. And I believe like the last 4-5 points in that 40 seconds meltdown of the Bucks, thanks to our favorite coach Doc Rivers. So, yeah, shout out Mr. Overrated.
Yeah, and right now it looks like the Warriors are shaving points and quitting in the game. So
we want to close this out at home. Honestly, with the way things are looking right now for the Warriors and Rockets, the winner of that series faces the Lakers and the Wolves. We, we might see the same thing tonight. Even though I would love to see the Lakers get eliminated tonight, I think Minnesota honestly gets the job done at home. But I'm hoping I'm wrong. But, if you ever see Scott Foster near an NBA playoff game, you have to think the worst. So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, series extender for a reason. It's lucky Chris Paul not in the playoffs because he hate that man. There need to be an investigation when he retires.
Who?
Scott Foster,
Oh.
him, Tony Brother.
Yeah, it's crazy. Curry's got 11, which is cool, I guess.
I guess. I
I
mean,
guess it's 72 to 47 right now. This is just a slaughter right now.
yeah, and the Rockets will make this a 3-2 series. I placed an NBA series parlay like beginning of the playoffs. The only bet that didn't hit was Bucks plus 2.5 because
Yeah,
I needed the Pistons to win 2 games and the Rockets to win 2 games. And if the Rockets holds here, they've won 2 games, and the Pistons won last night. So yeah, the Bucks couldn't hold the lead for 40 seconds. So
right. And I think though Jimmy and them are gonna still want to try to make an effort to win this game. So
yeah. Oh, but now where's the bear that Dylan Brooks poked that last game? Now down 30. No,
yeah, I think the fix is in for this game. They came in ready to quit.
it was like we're going back to Golden State anyways. We can just close it out there.
Yeah, Curry's the biggest choker of ever in NBA history.
Ooh.
So
Well,
he is.
You know how Warriors fans are.
He is though.
History?
History. The finals down 3-1, up 3-1.
Well, I would say
finals.
I would say any team that Doc Rivers coached. You could say that.
Nah. Because Curry was unanimous MVP on that team, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Van Vliet is bugging right now. Wow.
He made 8 threes last game, as he should.
Yeah, he's bugging right now.
Yeah, because we know Mr. Jalen Green just completely disappeared this series. So unless he's balling out now, but yeah,
he's got his max that he's done this whole time right now.
How many points does he have?
He's got like 10 points, I think.
Oh, wow, that's more than he had in this whole series. Because game 1 under 10 points. Game 2 was the game without Jimmy Butler. He had like 38. 3, 4, he had under 10 again. Now this game, yeah. So yeah, it's been ugly series for Jalen Green, and they wonder why you can't take this Houston team too seriously, just because of one of their best players isn't showing up. Sengun's been showing up the whole series. He got like the last game like 30 and 10 or 30 and 15. He's averaging like a high double for this team, as he should. They should be building around him instead of Jalen Green. But hey, I just have his jersey, so no bias at all.
Yeah, no, I like Sengun. He's like I said a couple weeks ago, top 5 favorite player to watch in the league.
Absolutely,
I enjoy his game. He can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and you wonder why people are talking about trade rumors for Giannis or KD, because they need a better scoring option to Jalen Green. Yeah, because all I've seen the last couple of days is people showing his draft class, the first 4 picks. The first 4, everyone has been an all-star except for him. Cade, Scotty, and Evan Mobley. Jalen Green's been the only non-all-star.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. You got Daytona 500 behind you?
No, it's the people drive past mad crazy.
Gotcha.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was Cade first pick, then Jalen, then Mobley, then Scotty. So yeah. Okay. I mean, of course the East is a lot easier than the West, but still, you got your second overall pick. Cade showed up. You got to show up as well. And you were saying all this time you're better than him. You built this rivalry off of Cade, but now it's not there.
He's not better than Cade.
No, not at all.
And you had plenty of time. You've been healthy too. Yeah. And he missed basically 2 full seasons.
Yeah, he needs to worry about. We need last year's Jalen Green when he figured out he was having a baby. That's the Jalen Green we need.
And another thing too is like I want to mention one of my favorite series is Detroit and New York. They should be down 3-2 going like it should be.
Do not let Knicks fans say that. Let you say that. I said that on one of my
It's
shorts.
3-2. It should be 3-2. They know it. And I remember I posted before the series. I said that to them and they came on my status and said, "Yo, you don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "Yo, I watched the Pistons. I watched the Pistons. I watched the Magic. The Pistons can beat the dog shit out of the Knicks." And here we are in the series. They cheated at the end of the game. They literally cheated. The refs messed the call up. It's supposed to be a foul, 3 points. You're supposed to go to the free throw line for 3 free throws, and the refs messed that up.
Yeah, but you know what Knicks fans are going to say, because what I do for IBTE and Baller Central, I always make a short recapping the playoff games for today's action. So today will be obviously the 2-game slate. I did a video on that for that game where the refs messed up the call. Knicks fans, they didn't call a single foul in the third quarter. This, that, excuse. But they still gave you the win because of that missed call. So you're blaming everything on, like, they didn't call anything all game. I'm glad that they shouldn't have called the last foul. But even though it's a serious changing call, it should be made regardless of calls were missed prior. You can't miss that big of a call just because all the calls were missed.
Right.
Yeah, and the crew chief, Jeff Guthrie, he literally said post-game, I got the notification, it was on the score app, that should have been called a foul, our crew. Our crew should have called it a foul. That's on us. He literally said post-game. And then the day after, that's when the NBA releases their 2-minute report. They confirmed that the refs did miss that call. Yeah. And a ghost call the Knicks were complaining about, Tobias Harris.
And you lose the game.
Yeah.
You lose the game. Like there's a good chance. I think Tim Hardaway is probably 85% plus on free throws. You lose the game. Literally, you won by 1 point. It's 3 free throws. You would have probably lost, and it should be 3-2. You guys are sorry. I've been saying they're sorry. I don't care how many points Brunson scores. The team collective is sorry as fuck. They're sorry. The New York Knicks are sorry. It's just that. That's just the truth. I don't care, Villanova, whatever you want to get. They're not. It's not enough.
Yeah, they should imagine if they waited 1 year, they could have had eligibility to grab KD or Giannis. If they would have waited 1 more year instead of getting Mikal because they saw the Celtics win the championship in Russia.
He sucks.
They would have, I would have definitely traded those picks rather for Giannis or KD than Mikal.
Yeah, it's just.
But yeah, so apparently the Knicks fans were complaining about a call that Tobias Harris fouled Josh Hart. Before that foul play, they were saying, that didn't get called. Next thing you know, the 2-minute report said that was the correct non-call. So that it was the right decision to not call that since it was not a conclusive foul. So where was that call? But then they don't want to answer about the missed call that literally changed the series from 2-2 to 3-1.
It don't matter
yesterday. So
it don't matter anyway because you're not beating Boston in no fashion. There's no possibility for you to beat Boston.
Let's just hope Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday can get
You have no bench. You're not going to be able to outscore them on the bench, and you're not outscoring their starters. So that's just easy math.
Yeah, and plus the Celtics were the Magic. This might have been probably even though they won 4-1 the series, obviously, but
they played good.
Yeah, the Magic are the top 2, top 3 defense in the league, even without Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner. So they were facing a tough defense already, and then they're going to potentially, we'll say potentially because the series is not over yet, play New York, who not only they beat 4 times in a row the whole season, has a worse defense than the Magic. So we have the Knicks number. So it's not like this is going to be an easier series for us because we face that Magic team, even though they don't have the offensive weapons that the Knicks have, it's a way tougher defense.
Boston has the bench and they have the best 2 players in the series.
Yes.
Simple. And there's not, and what's the name? They're OG. You're not even. You struggled with Cade. You struggle to stop Cade. You're not guarding JB. All you gotta do is make JB go left, and he doesn't go left. He goes right and still kills.
And Tatum kills Mikal every game. Tatum literally killed Mikal. Listen, after game 2 of the Magic series, Jason Tatum averaged like 32 points a game or higher. So he scored like 32, 34, 35. This is the Jason Tatum everyone wanted. The Jason Tatum that Neil was complaining about that never shows up. The Jason Tatum that everyone complained never showed up. He's scoring 30 a game in the playoffs. This is the Jason Tatum everyone wanted.
That's a fact.
So if that's the Jason Tatum that's heading to New York with Brian Mikal Bridges every single game so far in the series, averaging like 34, 35, that next team's in trouble. You better hope that Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday aren't 100% because that's the only chance they have if those players are injured. Right, the team is injured. So
right.
But hey, we still have that Pistons Knicks series to go. So I'm not going to say it's automatic Knicks versus Celtics series, even though I would love to see that personally.
And then you got Warriors, Rockets are playing right now. It looks like the Rockets are going to win this. 76-49, 27-point game at half. Nothing, but the Warriors are a team that shoot threes, so.
Yeah, the Rockets, they've been a top defense this whole year. Ime Udoka deserves to be in the Coach of the Year conversations because going from like 11th to like 2nd in a year, definitely props deserved. But they got to figure out that offense. Jalen Green, terrible series for him, minus game 2, and potentially I don't know how this game's going to end, but game 2 was his best. But there's a reason why, like I said, Giannis is reportedly might go there. KD, they might trade out, so they got to figure out that
KD
offense.
Where?
To Houston.
Houston.
Like any big name, like a forward wise, has been linked to Houston just because, yes, they have great defense, but they're missing like a go-to guy or a go-to offense, just because they literally change their game plan every single game or on whoever they're facing. They don't have like a consistent offensive game plan. Sometimes they play through Jalen, sometimes they play through Fred, sometimes they play through Alperen Sengun. They usually don't have that like consistent go-to guy. So that's why you hear reports of KD and Giannis. So I wouldn't mind Giannis or KD there. Well, if KD's there, you might have to trade your whole team. So it depends what assets you have to give up for either one, but they have the pieces.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
The Warriors should finish it out in Golden State. If not, that game 7 is going to be very, very entertaining in Houston. I do believe if the Warriors do win it in game 6, but if it so happens to go to game 7,
I think the Rockets
50-50. Yeah. I'm leaning towards Houston. Yeah, because the obviously we've seen the Warriors. Actually, it could be Golden State because we've seen the Sacramento Kings force a game 7, and then Stephen Curry just absolutely murdered them in that game 7 at away at Sacramento. So Steph Curry knows what to do in game 7s, but we don't know which Warriors team might show up. So it could be a good 50-50 possibility, but I'm still going with Golden State probably winning this in Golden State next game. So
it happens.
Yeah. And then let's see. The Grizzlies lost. They're in Cancun right now. Let's see what other team. Oh yeah, Lakers Wolves tonight.
Yeah.
5. No.
I think with this series, I've watched all the games. Like, I think blame could go all over, right? I'm not going to blame one person. People want to blame Braun, even though he's 40 years old.
You heard what Barkley said?
Huh?
You heard what Barkley said?
What did he say?
He said, when you're banging a guy. No, sorry. He said, yeah, if LeBron loses this series, he doesn't deserve to be in top 5 conversations. Like,
bro, everything that's happening right now with him is a bonus. I don't understand why it's being held against him. Nothing. Getting loan sharks off his back.
Yeah. But yeah,
from gambling.
It's ridiculous.
I just don't get it. You say his career didn't matter or what he's doing doesn't matter, but then every time he does something, it doesn't matter. But if he does something negative, it impacts his career. Doesn't make sense.
This is why a lot of people might have their eyes on the Amazon Sports crew. Blake Griffin, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash. A lot of people like that cast just because there's no ego there. There's no one that's going to say shit like what Shaq and Barkley say consistently every night on TV, saying they don't watch this or this player's that. I don't see. There's not a jealous bone in that body.
Don't get me started on Shaq with the Giannis and Haliburton's father. That was such bullshit by him. What he was saying about that. He's like, it doesn't matter his father can do that. No, he can't.
He's a
What
viewer.
what if Giannis took his right hand and slapped him into another dimension? He would be valid in that to me. But you obviously at the same time, you don't want to do that because of who you are.
Yeah.
But that would have been a valid response in that because you're not supposed to be. First off, I don't care who father, mother, great grandmother. You shouldn't be on the court.
Yeah, he was like behind. I think he was behind the basket.
I think it should be a lifetime ban, from everything.
Yeah, because he was. I think he's sitting like behind, like a row or two behind the basket. He was in like the middle. He came out and then stepped onto the court or near onto the court. I don't know what.
And his son, Hallie came out and said his dad was wrong. So as Shaq, why are you just trying to be like this person to stay strong on this point? Even the son said he was wrong,
and even Haliburton's father said he was wrong. After he made a post about it.
Yeah, like what are we talking about? You're not fans aren't supposed to come on the court. Plain and simple. He's not, and let alone swearing at somebody. One of the players with having a flag up, like bro, go sit down.
Yeah,
Giannis was real close to throwing punches.
Yeah, you saw the way he was grabbing Neesmith or Benedict
yeah,
Mather.
He was
holding like Bane. Just
he was like he because they probably were talking crazy to him all series. Like you could just tell, like even in the press conference, he's like, I won a chip. They did it. So when he said that, I was like, yeah, he's probably really sick of hearing the shit that they're saying is like, y'all didn't really accomplish anything yet. Y'all can talk to my teammates like that, but you can't talk to me like that. I have 50 in a closing game for a chip. So it's like, I don't know, man. That is crazy. It's still competitive nature.
Yeah.
But I think it's about how you go about it. How he said, like, I can understand, okay, that's not a license to disrespect somebody. But
also, Giannis also said, be humble in victory. I think that's a little bit capped from him, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say when he said that, and that's what I'm saying, though. Like, I feel it's like in the heat of the moment, though. I don't feel like he gets disrespectful with it, but he's obviously going to flex his muscles once he's up or in the game. He's going to talk trash.
Yeah.
So I think overall, I think he's more mad about the dad thing.
Yeah,
because less about the players.
Yeah, we literally saw him get angry over a game ball against the Pacers, and we saw you shimmy your hips to Malik Beasley at the end of a game.
Yeah, that's a fact. He was trying to be funny. He seemed like he goofy, but like Malik got mad about that shit. He was like, that shit not funny.
But then the game after when they played again, they were dapping him up, so it was all cool. They're former teammates, so yeah.
And I was about to say, what's the name? Malik is kind of sensitive too.
Yeah, but they were cool. They were cool about it after they played again. They were dapping each other up, laughing about it in the pregame. So
yeah,
that was all water under the bridge. But yeah, I mean, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Blake Griffin. There's not. Also everything I've seen from them talking, not a jealous bone in their body at all. You know,
all had great careers. You know,
yeah. So and Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, definitely two people who are accomplished. Blake Griffin, even though not as accomplished as them, has seen it all. Been a star player, been a role player. Been a dunk contest winner, et cetera. So he has a lot of different point of views as well. So I think J.R. Smith's part of the team too. So it might be interesting to see how I want to see how he reacts. But yeah,
it's like nice. We love the TNT crew, but like it gets to a point where they're just bitter, and it's just like frustrating. Like we love like the joking stuff, like the banter. We get it. We get the whole Shaq and Chuck thing where they're like, you ain't got a ring, blah blah blah. You don't know nothing about a championship. But it gets to a point where it's just like, yo, y'all just sound real upset.
Yeah, because you not knowing who the coach of the Pistons is, or you saying the Houston Rockets don't know anything about basketball, those kind of things like turn you off as a fan. Like, are they here to spread their agendas, or are they here to analyze the game like they were paid to do?
And going back to like the Lakers, man, like I think it's important to state like what Luka, like that whole defensive thing is coming back to what people were kind of saying, what Nico was saying too.
Yeah, you see the top of this bottle right here, right? It's orange, right? If you see, yeah, orange. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's the same color as a cone, so I just want to.
But I like to look at it objectively. Like, there's moments where I think no matter what, if LeBron is suited up and he's on the court, everything that happens is his fault. If Luka doesn't get back on defense, he runs to the wrong guy, letting Naz Reid, that hasn't missed a shot in the fourth quarter the entire series. He runs to the wrong guy that's already guarded, and Naz Reid hits 2 threes back to back. But that's Braun's fault with the minute 30 left.
Also, it's another positive of having Luka on the team with LeBron. You're gonna have 2 heavily criticized players on the same team, so they're both.
He's shielded though. He's shielded.
A lot of people have turned on Luka the last couple of years. I don't know about shielded.
The hate, I was about to say, the hate for what's the name is crazy.
Oh yeah. The hate for LeBron is always gonna be bigger than anyone in the league. But it's like looking at the end of that game. I mentioned that. And then you can look at another part of it too, is he ISOs all game, ISO to the back of to have the 3-point line or the half court, and then he misses 5 shots in a row. But it's Braun's fault. Braun gets 5 stops in a row in 6 possessions, Phil. Yeah.
A block, steal, and then gets the ball for his teammates. They're already up 6 to 8 points, but it's Braun's fault that Luka goes back to this bullshit ISO like he's in Dallas still while people are wide open, and he misses the shot over and over again. But it's Braun's fault.
Yeah.
This is what we were kind of. I love Luka's incredible. But what's the name was saying? What Nico was saying is valid. People may think it's stupid that he traded him, but everything that he was saying is coming true. Is which why they're down 3-1 in the series.
Yeah,
he's doing the same shit.
Honestly, I could be a little bit petty about this because you know how our chat is.
Yeah,
but question: have you seen Jackson Hayes at all this series?
No, he sucks.
No. Have you seen Minnesota attack the paint when the Los Angeles Lakers are playing defense a lot?
They definitely do. But JJ came out already and basically said, Jackson Hayes, you suck. That's why you're not playing.
He was the best defensive center in February. So, that should mean something at least. I was told personally. Just because, if you were one of the best centers in a month, you should be able to hold your own against Rudy Gobert and, Ant Edwards and other people. But he's getting played off the series, averaging like 5 minutes a game now, just because he's not usable. And any type of
I think he plays tonight. I think he plays. I'm not gonna lie.
8 minutes.
Yeah.
They're gonna play Maxi Kleber more than Jackson Hayes tonight. I guarantee you that. He is actually cleared to play tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making his Lakers season debut tonight. And honestly, I'd rather have Maxi Kleber on the floor than Jackson Hayes, if we're being honest. Because he can not only stretch the floor, he can defend somewhat. Right. And he's not a complete liability. Jackson Hayes is only good for a lob. Because we've seen what happened. There's a reason why he's playing 8-7 minutes a game in the series, because he's getting exposed. And also the Lakers bench, there's a reason why JJ Redick played the same 5 guys the whole second half. 6 bench points. That bench has been absolutely terrible. LeBron is doing everything. I'll give Luka the sick game. 17. He still scored like 17, 18 points sick, but that doesn't matter. But he's had off games as well. The X factor we talked about in the beginning of the series, Julius Randle, he has shown up every single game this series, even in the losses.
He's hooping.
This is what the Wolves thought they were getting when they traded away Cat, but a little bit more. He's been, yes, his shot selection during the game is still questionable because I've seen him hit like 2-3 in a row, then put up some bullshit the next possession.
Yeah, but
he's been timely with his. Been consistent, at least like 20 points a game. And I saw a stat where he's like an average like high 20s, low 30 3-point shooter. Like in the season, he's shooting damn near 40 or 50% from 3 in the series.
Right.
So this is the Julius Randle that they were advertised and getting when they made that risky trade. But hear me out before I finish this whole soliloquy, speech, etc., etc. If the Lakers do end the season tonight, what was their result last year with Anthony Davis?
Same thing.
So you traded for Luka and got the same result you had last year.
Yeah. I think we pointed out though that they were going to need a big man. We said this even with Hayes.
Yeah, but
which is why you wanted that Mark Williams trade to go through, because he has offense and he can rim protect.
Also, granted, this is Luka hasn't spent a full season in LA. I'll give him some slack, but just to have, Luka, have him in, it's still a MVP type caliber player should make a bigger difference than Anthony Davis, right? But if you have the same result as last year going out in a 5-game series, I mean, did much change? Different players, different stats, but the same result. You're getting kicked out the first round in 5.
Yeah.
The bench needs retooling, obviously. The center needs work. Obviously, Jackson Hayes. There was Mark Williams is available, Walker Kessler, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I mean, I said this in the chat. I got laughed at. They're one of the best offensive scoring teams in the league. That's hiding their shitty defense. I said that, and then I got laughed at. But that's now the defense is not.
Motherfuckers did say something to you. That's a fact.
But the defense isn't showing up right now. Now they're down 3-1. That shit's cute in the regular season. You can get your jokes off in the regular season because obviously they're the 3 seed. But when it really matters, push comes to shove. When defense really, really gets played in the playoffs, they're down 3-1 right now.
Bro, they're losing. The Warriors losing by 30 right now. This is crazy.
Yeah. But
this is crazy.
Hey, like I said, I didn't know any better. The defense, didn't matter in the playoffs. At least y'all still got Luka, right? At least they still got Luka.
I guess.
All for the same result you had last year with Anthony Davis. Hey, but what do I know? I don't know much. But hey, it is what it is. Now, if Luka does actually leave just because I couldn't complete much in LA. If he does leave after this offseason, that's going to be more hilarious because y'all basically just traded Anthony Davis away for a rental, which would be even funnier. But it would also help them actually get the rebuild started. So it'll be a sort of a win-win for them. But yeah. But I do think, Luka Doncic will be an actual, all jokes aside and stuff like that, but I do think Luka Doncic will be an actual, useful asset for them. They just got to build an actual roster because they just thought if we plug in AD for Luka but have the same shitty roster, things will change. But no, you still need to put actual players around LeBron and Luka and LeBron and AD, or else you're going to get the same result every time. And that same result is showing up right now, down 3-1, potentially going to be out 4-1. So you actually have to still build a roster around them. Switching MVP caliber player for a less talented player isn't going to work. It's a team sport for a reason. You still have to have capable guys. Austin Reeves had a hell of a year this year, but those attribute points from his equipment or accessories wear down because of the game limit. And now he's been, kind of underwhelming this series, minus 1 or 2 games. So, and then Gabe Vincent. He's sort of showed up, but
he showed up in the one game, the 2 game. I think game 1 and 2.
Yeah, Rui. I think Rui had 25 last game, but
he was hurt. He was hurt too.
Yeah, if Rui's your 5, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yes,
because he doesn't want to. He's one of the big men that don't want to be a big man down in the paint. He thinks he's a point guard.
Yeah, and he shouldn't be a big man down the paint because he's more of a finesse. He's a 4, for being honest. Yeah. He's more of an offensive 4. I've never heard anyone say, "Hey, let's see if Rui Hachimura can lock up anyone on the 4 or the 5." But for the Lakers,
he's basically Kuz. He's basically Kuzma that speaks Japanese.
Which you ever seen the meme of the beaver speaking Japanese and it's all angry or upset?
To me, that's what he is. Because if Kuzma got the amount of shots that Rui gets with the Lakers, he would probably do the same thing with the Bucks. He doesn't really shoot with the Bucks. He's just out there. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it just nothing ever gets context when it comes to the Lakers. I think there's just so much hovering around them. I think it's just gonna be on Luka and Braun.
Yeah, because they've been doing the same thing since the bubble. They don't put an actual roster around their two players. They just hope the star players bail them out to win a championship, but that hasn't worked clearly because you've seen more complete teams win the championship, like Denver, like Boston, like Golden State. They've actually had the role guys that actually come through and help that has the depth, unlike the Lakers. I mean, Austin Reeves is nice and all, but he's been inconsistent in these playoffs. And obviously, you need someone to help grab boards. I'm pretty sure, I don't know the exact numbers because Statman's not here, but I'm pretty sure they're getting killed on the boards or something like that. And I'm pretty sure the paint defense has been absolutely horrid. But yeah, you still need, just because you have two top 10, top 15 players in the league doesn't mean you're going to win shit, because you still need 3 through, let's say, 10, just because bench is important as well in the playoffs to win a championship. You can't just go off of 2 guys. It's not Kobe and Shaq.
Right.
And that was a whole different time where it was just you only need star players. In today's day and age NBA, you actually need a starting 5 and depth pieces. You can't just rely on strictly talent. You have to rely on depth and talent. So yeah, but also fuck the Lakers in general. So yeah,
playoffs have been good so far. It's some frustrating moments, but I think this next round we're gonna get here is gonna be what everybody really wants to see. People that are trying to win. Matchups are gonna get much better. Teams are gonna match up perfectly to each other, and we're gonna get some good basketball. So
yeah, but as for tonight, I really do hope the Wolves win, just so I can say the little Shannon catchphrase. What was it? Hallie, fear no deer. Celtics make the magic disappear. Lakers, Cancun is here. Wolves in 5. I can't wait. But I'm pretty sure the Lakers will win. Scott Foster's reffing tonight, so I'm pretty sure the series is going to be extended. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, the what's the name quit? The Warriors quit.
What quarter is it?
It's the third quarter, bro. NBA fucking sucks.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of the playoffs, dudes are quitting. Shit is just terrible, bro. The fucking inconsistencies in this game every fucking day.
See, now though the Rockets want to show up. I'm about to say, hey, we had a couple good games yesterday.
Yeah.
Bucks, Pacers, Knicks, Pistons, Nuggets, Clippers. And Celtics and Magic were close until the fourth quarter. So, yeah. But second round coming up.
NFL draft, man. NFL draft. Where do we start?
How our teams did, or how we like their teams draft, or did not like our teams draft?
I was cool with what the Saints did. I think they got the positions that we needed to retool. I don't know what it's going to be without Mickey Loomis. Doesn't want to ever hit reset officially. He just wants to keep struggling. So it's going to be interesting to see what the season looks like and what they actually are striving for. They're trying to be mediocre, try to win the division. I don't know what's going to happen. And they got a quarterback, second round, Tyler Shook. I don't know what they expect. It's been half and half in the Saints community. I don't know if they're excited for it or are mad. I don't have no optimism. I don't really care that they drafted the quarterback. I'm going to just let it be what it is. I don't have no expectation because I'm not about to let myself down. Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean,
what about you?
For New England, I'm glad we got Will Campbell. I like I said in the draft we did together. Either I want offensive tackle, whether it's Membu or Will Campbell. I'm glad we got Campbell because I would have been happy with either one. Travion Henderson, you guys told me how much of a stud he is, so I like that pick, even though because I was torn between him or Burden, but like you guys said, he was a stud, so I'll take your word for it any day. So happy we got him because Travion Henderson.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's a back that does everything. He can play all downs too.
Because with the way Ramondre's been playing the last year and a half, he definitely needs some competition, and Trayvon Henderson would definitely give him some competition. Kyle Williams as well. We definitely need better wide receivers because let's hope that because the Patriots and drafting wide receivers history has not been the greatest. So let's hope that Mr. Kyle Williams can do things and also beef up the O line a little bit as well. I believe what's his name, Jared Wilson. I believe he was like one of the best centers in the draft. Glad we got him. Let's see. Also, we got the best kicker in the draft, Andres Borgelis, line snapper, and Kobe Minor was Mr. Irrelevant this year, the last pick in the draft. I'm surprised Kobe Bryant didn't get undrafted. I was hoping we'd grab him, but obviously he got picked up after the draft. But I definitely wanted him to go with Mr. Gonzalez. So yeah, I thought he was going to be, with the way they make him look in Ultimate Team, I thought he was going to be like a decent corner in the draft. But I don't know where you have him ranked personally, like in like the corner rankings. But I thought he was Kobe Bryant.
I thought he was going to be higher
Yeah.
than what he was, obviously because we played NCAA with him. But I feel like he had a good season when I got to watch some of the games for Kansas. I don't know. He could have interviewed bad. He could have had bad measurables. Maybe the teams just didn't see the value in him. So for him to go undrafted, maybe whoever got him got a steal.
Yeah, the Falcons got him.
Yeah, so
yeah, and I heard one of the concerns was like weight issues. He was too small, but the report is as well he put on weight to help fix that issue as well.
Right, because you got to be able to be durable. That's part of it, and especially in football, you got to have the weight to absorb the nonstop car crashes every snap. So and that's what happened to Tez Johnson. Tez Johnson from Oregon. He's one of the best receivers in the country, and he went in I think the 7th round or something like that.
Yeah, I think he went to the Bucks.
Yeah, he's the lightest. He's the lightest player ever to get drafted.
Was he lighter? Oh wow, he's lighter than Devontae Smith.
He's 153 or 153.
God damn.
Yeah, so that was his biggest knock, and he didn't run. His numbers weren't good, but his tape says he's fast. But I think he's a quick, twitchy guy. So those things make you look like you're a bit faster than what you really are. So I think the draft, man, overall, like obviously we're gonna get to one of the biggest things that happened in the draft. But if you look at this draft from a fan standpoint, this draft was loaded for every position but quarterback.
Especially O-line.
O-line is stacked. D tackles were stacked. There was mad talent there. So much talent off the edge. Linebackers are talented. The weak side backers, inside backers, strong side backers are talented. Corners, safeties. There was people like safeties and corners. Like I said, we were talking about Kobe Bryant. We thought he was good during the season. The draft is so talented with different people that some of the people that we thought were up there ended up going later. So it's like it's crazy as hell to see. And obviously the draft got overshadowed. And those things didn't really get highlighted because of the whole Shedeur fiasco that happened.
Yeah. And also, someone asked in the chat, who do you think won the draft? Did you see? If it was it me or did I see like a lot of people giving mad teams A's in this draft?
Yeah, and I think that's another thing. People don't really pay attention to that. But who really won the draft? I would say the Browns.
Minus those quarterback possessions.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not even talking about Shedeur though. They went and traded. They went back. Okay, first off, this is why they wanted the thing to me. X Shedeur out of it. Remove. I'm not even thinking about Shedeur. Even if they don't draft Shedeur, I think they still won the draft. You had your franchise player say he was leaving if you didn't get him help. Right? So what do? They go and trade picks with the Jags. They get the player that they wanted, Mason Graham. They didn't love the quarterback. Even though they got a quarterback issue, they're not going to rush on a quarterback because people were down on the quarterbacks this year. They go and get Mason Graham out of Michigan to get immediate help for Myles Garrett. Now, Myles Garrett, if this dude is a hit at the 5th pick, Myles Garrett gets freed up. It's a lot of havoc on that D-line. That Browns defense gets better. Plus, they got a pick next year they got 2 first rounders down next year, and there's going to be a quarterback heavy draft. So if Gabriel or Sanders don't hit, they can go and get their guy because they have the capital to do it. So that's why I think they won it. They also retooled the backfield. They went and got Sampson. They went and got Sampson out of Tennessee, and they went to get Junkins from Ohio State.
I love those 2 picks for them.
You feel me? So I think they did a lot of good things in the draft, and that, not to say that they were the only ones. I think the Pats had a really good draft. I think they're going to get a steal in Kyle Williams. I think he's a really good wide receiver. And I think the Patriots, they did what your fans is probably waiting for. They went and got talented dudes, not iffy dudes.
Yeah, not Connor Strange in the first round.
Yeah, you feel me? So they went and got talented dudes. I think the Pats did really well. Yeah. I think the Giants did well too. You got Abdul Carter. They got a bunch of talent that they needed too. So it's we're gonna see, man. I think this draft was really good. You X out all the drama and the nonsense with the court with Shedeur, and you could see run the list back on the teams, and you're just like, damn, you're gonna look up this guy's tape. He's really good and is a good fit for the team. So actually, let me go see the draft.
Also, shout out to the people that got signed after the draft.
Yeah,
the guy from Florida, and got signed by the Bucks.
That's a good, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
one thing I can flex. That's a good feeling, man. After the draft, you get that. I've gotten that call after that for the Arizona Cardinals camp. That shit is a great feeling. So I think a lot of people. The one thing that I'll say, like, I think a lot of people were robbed from the national congratulations. Like, yeah, you should get your local thing, but it was so overshadowed because of what was happening with Sanders, with Shedeur, that like people didn't realize who was getting drafted, where they were getting drafted. This team did really good drafting. Nothing mattered but this dude falling in the draft.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a bad thing.
It's pretty much like I feel like Will Levis in his draft, even though he obviously didn't fall as long as Shedeur did. I think he fell like to the second round.
Yeah, and even the Atlanta Falcons, I hate the Falcons to death. They went and got Walker and Pierce.
Love those.
They literally just drafted straight defense in this draft. Like they said, enough is enough. Raheem Morris, and I think another team that went crazy and they're going to impact players right now is the Ravens, getting Starks out of Georgia, the safety, and then getting Mike Green. Hopefully, he doesn't have the situations. They get a DN that just nobody wanted him because of his situation. Yeah, and the Ravens took it on. So,
and plus, every single year, how does Jahad Campbell fall to the Eagles? How 12th overall? I think he's like 12th rated, and then he falls all the way to number 31 to the Eagles.
I think of because of what's the name of what like Shedeur dropping. That changed. I don't know if everybody was prepared for it. Some teams probably like, oh, we took him off the board. There's so many reports about that, but it could have switched. I don't know. Maybe people didn't feel like they needed. I don't think there was a linebacker really taken until
Walker, right?
Walker was taken, but he's more of a hybrid edge. Campbell's an inside guy.
Yeah, because I thought the Buccaneers were going to get him. So
yeah, but the Bucks, they're just worried about scoring 35 a game. They don't care about none of that.
Yeah, but then besides Shedeur Sanders, someone also having a meltdown in the broadcasting booth.
And another team that did really well is the Panthers. Panthers did really well in this draft too.
I love it. I like the Tet pick, even though I think they should have got Delon Walker, but I feel like with the Panthers they need a little bit of everything. So I don't think Tet was a bad pick as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that did well in this draft.
Yeah, but seeing Mel Kiper crash out was hilarious.
Yeah. And obviously we'll talk about the whole fiasco. I wish Kenny and Neil were here too, but I think the
real NFL guys. Right?
No, you too. You probably have an opinion on this too, but
yeah.
I just think the whole thing was real unfortunate. I can see so many. I try to see it like from every angle because I get it. I understand like the frustration and feeling like there's so much that goes into this stuff. Like if people don't like you, if you don't test well, and I think there was just like an unlimited budget on a smear campaign. I feel like it was like a whole nother. I think it was like a shaming, like just a shaming like ritual at that point. I feel like we never heard so much shit about a player unless he like did something criminal.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't hear
at least interview footage.
Yeah, I feel like we don't hear about what happens in the meetings if they like that coming out. I feel like we don't hear that. We might hear that some teams didn't like it because of the interview, but things that happen in the interviews, you don't really hear that type of shit. It's just like, oh, this person's dropping. He's just dropping because he didn't interview well. But now we're talking about he had headphones on, he had his chains, he didn't go to the whiteboard to draw up the play the way they wanted him, and like he didn't get prepared. Like it's like a lot of shit that's just like I don't know.
Yeah. Also, I do feel like his dad kind of ruined his draft stock as well, because I think he said like in some interviews, "Oh, how do you feel about going to the Cleveland Browns?" So we're going to the Giants. We'll pull an Eli Manning if we get selected by Cleveland,
right?
And guess who drafts him? Cleveland.
Right.
So yeah, I think there definitely was a huge smear campaign on him, but also having Deion Sanders, then I hope
right. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a combination, like a perfect mixture of we're gonna stay away from. Yeah. I think it's and it's just weird. It's just really weird, man, because there's this thing with like confidence, right? And some people may not understand it. Like he is who he is. He is the Shedeur, the wrist, the watch. That's who he is. That's your deal breaker? That's what I'm saying. Like, is that as a team, that's your deal breaker? That he's that brash or that confident, or if you want to call him cocky, arrogant, whatever you want to call it. But also at the same time, I look at it as if that's your issue, then how do you want him to be? You want him to be timid? You want him to be you want to be the only person to grant him a blessing to say that he can be confident? That's my issue with it.
Yeah. And
people are going to be who they want to be. And I think that's really good that he stuck to his guns, because if you listen to the Cleveland Browns conference call on YouTube, bro, I swore he was on death row for I swore he was on it was a parole hearing, bro, to get out of prison, Phil. Yeah. That's what it sounded. I don't know if you listen to it. It's a 15-minute thing. There's a whole bunch of reporters on the thing, and it sounded like he was on a parole hearing for unaliving somebody. Oh, why should we believe that you want to play football? Do you really want to play football? Is your dad a burden in your life? Phil, that's what they asked him.
Damn.
Like they don't even hide. They're not even hiding it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. They're not even hiding it. Like people say that it's not a conspiracy. Okay. Once you drafted Dylan Gabriel, and then in the 5th round you drafted him, you were trying to humiliate him. You guys, they made their point, and the Browns fucked up by showing the hand of the NFL. And now you hear reports that owners went into the war rooms, Phil, and said, take him off the board, regardless of what his talent is.
Yeah. Because that was the question for me about talent. Like, obviously, I don't watch as much college football as you can.
Yeah, I don't think. Listen, and my thing is, I don't think he's. I'm not saying, he's gonna be the best quarterback prospect in the last 10 years or the 5 years. I'm not saying that. You never heard me say that. I think this is my thing about him. Right? Is the dude is confident. I would love to have a quarterback that was like, I'm that dude no matter what the situation is. I'm that dude. That's what you want as a teammate or even a fan. You got to have a guy that's not even kill. If it's down, he's gonna be confident. If we're winning, he's gonna be confident. You want that type of dude. You don't want a dude that is He's up and down, mad emotional. You don't know if he's down, he's down. If we're up, we're up. Now there's quarterbacks now that are starters. When they're down, they're still up, like mentally. You can tell that and how they play. And I feel like he's one of those dudes. My basis of him being a top 10 pick or top first round pick is, bro, he went to Jackson State, changed that team. He changed the team. Went to Colorado, 1-11. People are bringing up his record, Phil, 13-11. He went to a team that was gutted. He went to a team that had 1 win before he got there. And he had 9 wins by the time they let in the season. 9 wins. That shit right there is why I would have drafted him.
Yeah, wasn't he like first or second in like completion percentage?
Yes, he completes passes. He completes passes. Like the things it's weird though, because like that's where I'm like, yo, this is a bunch of BS because they knock quarterbacks for what he has. He doesn't turn the ball over, Phil. He protects the rock. He's accurate. He completes his passes.
Yeah.
No matter what their type of passes they are.
Yeah, because the first thing that came to mind when I saw the percentage was him and Cam Ward going back and forth. And Cam Ward said, "I would have a higher completion percentage if all I did was dump off and stuff like that too." He plays smart.
But Cam Ward went to a team that has he went to Miami. They have more funding. They have better O-line. There's context to like the things that are happening. Yes, he holds the ball too long. Yes, I believe he does that. I get it. But those things can be fixed. But also it's a symptom of not having an O-line. You feel like you got to ad-lib and he's rolling out every other play. And then the completion percentage is so high because he has to throw short, quick game shit, right? So the completion is going to be high. That's the run game for them, Phil. In football, if you can't run the ball, you're running short shit. It's a running play, basically. You're going to run bubbles. Right. You're going to run bubbles. You're going to run bubble screens. You're going to run halfback swings out the backfield, get to 3-4 yards instead of running the ball, and it's a -3 yards because you have no O-line. So that's I feel like people don't give context to that too. Like in football, that's what you do. When you can't run the rock, you look at the NFL teams that struggle to run the ball. What are they running? They're running quick shit. They're running drags. They're running bubbles. Like I don't know, man. I found it overall frustrating. I think he's gonna be fine. He's got on the team. I hope they just don't stick it to him. And I feel like they drafted him because he was there and he kept falling. I think it was better off if he fell, right? And then someone offered him an undrafted free agent. And then he could have picked undrafted free agent, you get to pick where you go. So if you're undrafted, a bunch of teams can come to you. So I don't know, man. I think it was an unfortunate situation. Yeah. It overshadowed the draft. The draft was amazing for a lot of teams. A lot of teams got better this year with people that can play the season coming up.
Yeah. So with the Cleveland Browns QB room, five QBs deep, which 2 would you choose to stay in that room, and who would you cut? Because I saw this. It's upcoming video for our shorts today.
It's gonna be 3. 3 are gonna stay.
Yeah.
3 are gonna stay.
But if you had to choose,
and what's the name is going to be on IR. He's going to start off on IR.
Watson.
Watson's on IR because I think he basically tore his Achilles again, retoured or something in the offseason while he's on vacation. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but and that was during the season too, like towards the end. Yeah. He's wild. He's wild. He doesn't care anymore about football. I don't know if he'll play again. I'm not holding.
Yeah, because I saw that question somewhere. On our socials, which I made a video about it. I'll probably upload it after this. Like, which 2 would you keep? Which 3 would you cut?
Bro, hold on. Let me go see.
Because Watson, Flacco, Kenny Pickett.
Is there income tax
in
Ohio?
Maybe.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, because I think I've only heard like certain states.
Is there state tax?
I think it's more the
okay. Yeah, it's 2.75. So it's not that bad compared to other states. I'm looking at something quick. It may be a little bit higher based on because he makes more money. But me personally, you don't know what's gonna happen. I take what the GM said, bro. They didn't want him. I can't tell you who it was, Phil. Kevin Stefanski or Andrew Berry, one of them did not want him on that team. I don't know who it was, but they looked they looked divided at that press conference. One of them didn't want him. I don't know who it is. I can't tell who it is. I don't know if it was Andrew Berry that wanted him, and then it is what it is. Or even they're saying the owner forced it because he was there. Why not take him? But going back to your question, I can't see Gabriel small, bro. He's small. He's like 5'11", 5'10". Let me see how tall he is. Yeah, bro, he's 5'11", bro. He's small.
Yeah.
He's a small QB. But I just I don't know. I think he did some great things at Oregon and Oklahoma. I think Shedeur is going to stay on the roster, or I think he'll make the team. Because I think it's too much. I think there's so much marketing value in him that you cannot have him on the team.
Yeah.
Like he's even before the draft is over, he had Boost Mobile give him a phone for the draft, and he was falling in the draft, and then got more endorsements as he was falling because of the people. The people decide what the endorsements are going to get behind you. Everybody rallied behind him. In majority of the people wanted to see him do something. So I just think I don't know what the Browns are going to do with the quarterback room. Kenny Pickett is on his third team in 3 years. He was a first-round draft pick. I don't know if that first-round draft pick shit matters anymore because his tape is terrible for when he was playing. So he's been shitty. We already know what Kenny Pickett is. He's not going to get any better. He's not going to get any worse. He's a bottom-tier quarterback.
Yeah,
you got Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's 40 years old. He should just call it quits at this point.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I went with Flacco and Sanders, just because Flacco does have the veteran experience that I could probably teach, or not he's not a mobile quarterback like Sanders or somewhat, but he does have that knowledge that he can pass down to Shedeur Sanders, just because Watson injuries and off the field issues obviously, and I think Sanders is a better prospect than Dylan Gabriel, so I believe the best two you should keep would be Flacco and Sanders, even though like Flacco, like you said, is 40 years old, but he has had some moments during his age, and like he's good in like short stints and short spots where you need someone just to fill in. But if he's there long term, he's obviously going to fizzle out.
Yeah,
so
he's not. So it's like I just hate how petty this shit played out, bro. It's so stupid.
It's a business and boys clubbing. So
I would have understood if you didn't draft a quarterback in the third and you drafted Shedeur fifth. In the fifth round. I'd have been like, oh, okay. Like, all right. But it just shows that y'all did watch this. We're gonna pick this bum ass quarterback that we know is not better than you in any capacity, even though you're the quarterback on the bro. He went there as a sixth quarterback drafted. It was the worst slide in NFL history.
Yeah, what?
Of a person that was top 5.
Ward, Dart, Show, Milrow, then Gabriel, then Sanders.
Yeah. So it's like madness. But I think it's like I said, I think it's a combination of things. He went in there too cocky, or they felt like he was too cocky, and they wanted to humble him.
Yeah, I agree.
And they definitely wanted to humiliate him to the fullest extent. And I don't think they did, because he's like, even in his answers, you can just see like I don't really care about none of that. I love the game. And I think that's another thing. Do they think with the NIL shit too is like, does he love the game? Or is he just playing it because his dad was the coach?
Yeah.
All those things factor in. So
also, I'm interested to see what he said during those, if he was interviewed by Las Vegas, because I could have sworn he was going to be drafted by Brady since he's a Brady disciple.
Yeah, they're saying that Brady snaked him. I don't know how real that is, but
Brady does get compared to the American Psycho character, so it makes sense in my opinion, because he's had definitely that mentality of it's either him or no one else. So I could see that.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you want to, you're part owner of the Raiders now. You have to do what's best for your squad, and having Aiden O'Connell, Desmond Ritter and
He got listen.
Did they draft a quarterback at
Who?
all? The Raiders.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so they thought
yeah, I was about to say you didn't need to. They got Geno.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did trade for Geno.
Yeah, they got Geno. Yeah. Now, if they didn't have Geno, it would have been like, what are y'all doing? But they got Geno and he's on a 3-year deal, so I understand where they're coming from. They're gonna try to still lose to get a quarterback next season or the following season. I don't know. Yeah, it's like, and another thing is people acting like they know what's going on too. We don't know shit as people. We just speculating. We're just speculating. Like Facebook warriors think that they know shit about the NFL and the behind the scenes. None of y'all never been close to none of this shit. So that was a funny thing to witness last week. My sources, they saying they source. You ain't got no fucking sources, man. You got no sources.
I don't know.
Sit back and enjoy the game, man. Craziness. Crazy. Yeah. And another thing too, Phil, right? So another icing on the cake is, he wasn't that, and then the people that say, he wasn't that good as a quarterback, son. He wasn't that good. But how does whole receiving core get drafted, Phil?
Oh yeah.
Colorado's shitty, Phil. Offense is they're not that impressive, Phil. Listen, Phil.
I only know Travis Hunter. To be honest, I don't know anyone outside of Travis Hunter.
But how they go, the most wide receivers on one college team drafted in this draft.
Who got drafted besides Travis? Who got drafted besides Travis?
Jimmy Horn.
Oh, yep.
Jonte Wester, Will Shepard, and Travis Hunter. The only Ohio State didn't do that. Oregon didn't do that. Oklahoma didn't do that. Oklahoma State. None of them, Phil. None of them got multiple receivers drafted. None of them.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. So maybe from Alabama or Georgia.
Hey, I'm just saying. Listen, you feel me? It's just like everybody was like, Colorado's not that good. They ain't got nobody anyway. That's what people were saying that weekly. You remember this? They're not that good. But how they get forward the whole receiving core drafted if they're not that good? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
All of them going into camps now. So it's like, what are we saying, man? Shout out to Dion and them, man. I feel like they represent what it is to like have your own voice and doing your own thing. And I'll say this last thing and we'll get off this topic. We can go to something else. Dion almost passed away, bro.
Yep.
2 years ago. Do you know how crazy you have to be as a person not to root for that entire journey? He's coaching, doing what he loves. He's got his sons there.
Because it was a fun.
He had blood clots, severe blood. He was about to pass away. People, you don't like when that probably happens to you. You take everything in. You enjoying life. You're gonna dance. You're gonna do your shuffle from the 90s when you was on the Falcons and Niners as a coach. You're gonna have a gold whistle. You're gonna try to bring Colorado into the light. Like that's where my problem is. They don't think about these things. Like 2 years ago, he was about to pass away. Like Shedeur was gonna be without a father. Shiloh was gonna be without a father. He's happy as hell. He's alive.
Yep.
Shedeur is probably the same way. Like y'all want me to say my dad's a burden. Like I almost lost him. So it's like that's where to me people don't, when they type these things and they're just mad at whatever's going on in their life and it's just bitterness because they see somebody that's confident and enjoying life. That's what I can't get behind that. Now, if you say you don't like Shedeur or Sanders because of something legitimate, I get it.
Yeah. Talent-wise,
but you can't be mad at somebody celebrating everything that they do. They almost passed away. And that would go the same for me or you. Like, if you, even one of us in our friend groups, I'd be like, you should be happy every day. Like, it could have been almost over. You should be able to celebrate, post whatever you want online. Not crazy, but like enjoying life in general. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's where I was coming from. Like, as far as I'm just thinking about like the whole thing in totality, it's really crazy to be upset with what they're doing. If you look at from that perspective, you might have a problem. Like something might be wrong with you if you can't get behind that the motherfuckers is happy. Like, but I think I'm ready. Listen, we ready for football, man. We won't skip the playoffs.
Y'all are ready for
football. I'm excited for the NBA playoffs though. I'm excited for the NBA play. You gotta get your football up, man. Like I'm in the field every day watching basketball. So I can
and I'm here on the pod every week during football season. What are we talking about? I'm not committed to football. I'm here every week on the pod during football season. I'm not committed.
Hey man, listen. Study the game, man.
You know how much PTO I've racked up during football season? You know how much PTO I have?
Nah, but we gotta what's the name too? This summer we're gonna it'll probably be something on me that all of us, we can do some shit on the weekend, go somewhere. I'll drag everybody. If you plus ones can come too if they need to. You feel me? Like, because that's gonna be an incentive. You'll be like, yo, bring the plus one, do what you gotta do. We're gonna have a good time, IBTE. We're gonna do it. And I'm not taking a no from anybody either. Kenny gonna have to clear his schedule. I know he busy. Neil, you better get it figured out. So, but I'm gonna probably text that. That's been something on my mind too. I got a lot of PTO. I got 2 weeks, and I barely use mine at work, bro.
Me too.
I barely use it. Like I'll use mine for like a Friday, and then take a weekend trip just to extend it. But I don't take multiple days. I don't know. Something don't sit right. But you gotta use them shits, man.
Absolutely, it's there for a reason.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Prepare the others.
But no, that's all I got about the situation. With the Shedeur shit, I think he's gonna be fine. I don't think his dad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He don't care about nothing, bro. I think it's more of he just like damn. He's like damn. These people see me like this, and I probably don't. I don't want to be seen that way. And he's just like I'm
still a better father than Jaden Newman's father.
Yo, you're stupid, yo. Yeah,
because he just like LeVar Ball. His son's got into the league. Well, minus,
Hold on now. 14-point game with the bums in. The bums are playing better than the starters for the Warriors.
How much time's left? That's the question.
6 minutes. 14-point game. Hold on now.
They might pull him in. Oh, also, side note, you remember my boy George or Showboat?
Yeah. I see him on social and shit. Yeah.
He posted something earlier, like today or yesterday. He said someone said he looked like Tyrese Haliburton.
I feel like on a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have seen something clicking through because like I don't really watch stories like that.
Yeah, I click through most of the time too.
Yeah.
Unless you find, click through. So, oh, hold on.
You're still stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, someone said he looked like Tyrese Haliburton. I can't unsee it, to be honest. Yeah, he kind of do look like Tyrese Haliburton a little bit.
Yeah,
because I know you're a fan of Tyrese Haliburton, so I just wanted to bring that random story up. You know how much we love Tyrese Haliburton on the pod.
All right, I rock with Haliburton. I know what he's capable of. That's my thing. I need to see it all the time.
Like you said, you love people who get disrespected, and I've never seen anyone disrespect Haliburton more than you. So it works both ways.
No. It's not even a disrespect of me think like there's disrespect if I like think you can never do this. Why are you in the way? But I feel like he can do it on a consistent basis, and he does it. Now in this series, he played really well. The closing game, he played phenomenal. 20, I think almost 30 points. And the game winner. That's how you hoop. I know he can do that. He frustrates me because he doesn't do it all the time.
Or he don't hit your bets.
No, I haven't.
That's where I started.
I haven't bet on him in a while though. But
that's where I started.
No, not even. I don't hold grudges to people like because I feel like he can do it though. It's not like I'm betting on him and I think he's a bum and I'm gonna keep betting on him. I'm gonna bet on him because I think, like, if I bet on you, I think you can. I'm putting U.S. currency on you. I think you can do something. I think you can hoop. Plain and
Yeah,
simple.
that'd be one hell of an IBT question. Like one day, who's the worst player you've put U.S. currency on? In any sport?
Jose Alvarado.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
Was
when
that
he
points
was,
or what was the stat?
Yeah, it was points. It was when his line was at like 5 points, 6 points. And then we would do lottos for like 8 or 9. Then he did it a couple times, and then it was just after that, for some reason, he just never played a lot.
True.
He'll come in, try to get that bullshit still where he's hiding in the crowd and then tries to come and snatch the ball. But
Derek White does that every night, but in a different way. he does it from out. He does it every single play. A turnover, he does that. Inbounds, he does that. Off a miss, someone tries to get the rebound, he does that an effective way. But yeah,
the swipe poking the ball out to a teammate.
Yep. Yeah. But back to Haliburton. I mean, obviously, I know he's not the greatest talent in the world or in point guards, but if you look back, I think someone said this. I said this in the chat. He's the modern day Steve Nash. Steve Nash was never known as an elite scorer or a consistent scorer because
when you said Nash, I was being prisoner of who I used to know Nash for, and then I had to go look at his points. I was like, "There's no way this dude is near Nash." I said, "Hell to the no."
And what was his highest points per game in his MVP season?
It was like 16 or 17 or something.
I know the stat yourself. Since Statman's not here, I'll be Statman for this moment. His MVP season, I think he won 2 MVPs, which one of them could have gone to Kobe, but that's not the story. But 18.8 points per game.
Yeah, I was about to say 15. I seen throughout the season. I think it was like 15 to 18, 19 points per game.
I don't think he ever reached 20 points per game for a season.
Because he's always had playmakers around him, so he didn't really have to really score.
So his MVP season, one of them was 18.5 or 8 points per game and like 11 assists. And Haliburton's best season, 20 points per game with maybe 10.5 assists per game. So literally 1 assist off, but like 1 or 2 more points than Steve Nash's best season of his career. And that was his first 2 seasons in Indy. So
yeah, I think he's
the numbers are there.
I think he's super capable. It comes down to consistency. The world, NBA world, looks at the Pacers. They look at the Pacers. They see Haliburton.
Yeah, because I guarantee you that survey that we talked about the other day, most of those players were on the Bucks and Pistons. I guarantee you, that's who filled out the survey. 6 because it was a 90-player survey.
Yeah, once I saw that.
I looked at the numbers.
Once I saw that,
he was overrated.
Once I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this ain't that valid. I need more. I need hundreds.
14 out of 90.
I need a couple hundred votes, and then that. But I was like, 90 is not enough, bro. This is
Plus, are we really listening to a list that has LeBron, Kevin Durant on the list as overrated? If we're being honest,
it's crazy.
Yeah, but like I said, Haliburton. I don't think he's the best. He's not even the best scorer on his team. That's Pascal Siakam. They traded for Pascal Siakam for a reason. I think he averages 20. He averaged 22 or 23 points per game this year.
Mm-hmm.
But Haliburton, you cannot doubt that he is an elite passer. He's just a decent scorer. He'll get you 15 to 30 points per game. Obviously, those numbers can vary from 15 to 30 any given night, just because, like you said, he needs to work on being consistent. That's I'm saying that as a Haliburton fan, that's something he definitely needs to work on. But he's been there clutch moments. He hit 2 game winners on Giannis in 1 single season. How many players have done that? 1 in the regular season, the one that got me roasted in the chat because that was the regular season game winner, and the last night in the playoffs when it mattered. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me this guy can't be one of the top point guards in the league after? Yes, he's been inconsistent, but he's shown that when the moment is the brightest, he's shown that he can actually show up against a top 5 player in the league. And he was guarded by Giannis both possessions. One, the 4-point play, which I guess I'm not allowed to be excited for, but hey, that's a different story. And the game-winning drive, which he led that Pacers team down 7 with 40 seconds left to come back and win by 1, which I believe he scored 3 or 4 points of the 7 to come back and win. If that doesn't say that's the star player that deserves to be in the league and definitely be one of the best point guards in the league, I guess I don't know.
I feel like he can do it. He has every tool. He has every tool at his disposal disposal.
Yeah,
To,
and
to dominate.
like I know you had your initial reaction when I said Steve Nash, and you were thinking, Steve Nash, obviously one of the goats of point guard.
Yeah.
Like once I saw someone said it, I had to double check to make sure because I almost had the same reaction as you did. I'm looking at it like, yeah, Steve Nash, he averaged his points were mid to high tier, the teens, like 15, 18. I'd never seen him. I've never seen him average higher than 20 points per game, but it was always 8 assists, 9 assists, 10 assists, 10 assists, 11 assists, 11 assists per game because he was more known as a facilitator than a scorer, but he could still score somewhat when needed. That's what made him dangerous. When he couldn't facilitate, he can always like get you a couple threes here and there. And that's the same game with Haliburton. He'll get you dimes. He can facilitate. He has one of the best visions in the league, one of the best passers in the league for a reason. I think he finished third this year because of his slow start in the first half of the year. I think Trey and someone else finished higher in assists per game, but he can still give you. He can still be one of your top guys on the team, as he's shown from time to time again in clutch situations like last night, like the regular season game winner against the Bucks. He can be a franchise player, but just imagine if like the Sacramento Kings had Haliburton as a point guard. Just imagine, like Sabonis said they need a point guard. Just imagine if he played for them, right? So I mean, I'm not saying like Haliburton, he's one of the best offensive guys in the league, scoring wise, but he is one of the best facilitators in the league, which something that can never be doubted or something that can't be argued with against because the numbers are there. And I always look like what I would look like with for point guards. And when we played team up last year for 2K, when me and Nick used to argue back and forth, points accounted for. Whether you're scoring the rock or facilitating the rock, I always look at that for point guards. And if Haliburton doesn't make it up in points, he's damn sure going to make it up in assists. He's always done that. So that's always been my argument for Haliburton, and that's why, like you said, 10 toes down from him always, no matter what. Well, unless it's against the Celtics, then I'm going.
That boy said, no matter what,
till this day.
Yeah,
but unless it's last year, like the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm always picking Team Celtics. So unless it's against Boston, I'm always Team Haliburton, no matter what.
That boy go collect it.
During the series, I was like, you know those Venn diagrams where they have like one on each side, and if A happens, you go here. If B happens, you go here. Same thing for Celtics and Pacers. If Haliburton had a bad game, the Celtics defense played great. I can talk shit. If Haliburton had a great game, I mean, hey, sometimes even the best players get the best of some of the best teams sometimes. I had like phrases ready to say if anything situation happened between Haliburton or Tatum versus each other. So you had to pretty much switch the thing. So yeah. But yeah, hopefully I don't get. I mean, honestly, because the only solidified series right now in the playoffs is Pacers versus Cavs, and the Pacers are the only team to have 3 wins against the Cavs this year. So that's a huge plus for them. So they know what it takes to beat the Cavs, even though it's a regular season. Obviously, that's different than the playoffs, but at least they have the wherewithal and the knowledge to actually know how to beat the Cavs. So this and the Celtics are probably your best chances in the East to beat the Cavs. But I think the Cavs last year they definitely were very underwhelming, etc. Donovan Mitchell is in a different gear. I do think they actually win this series, but I think it's gonna be a dogfight. Probably like Cavs in like 6 or 7, but I don't think the
Pacers I was gonna say 6. 4.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Pacers are equipped to beat this team.
I think the Pacers surprise people and win the first game.
I can see that because it definitely would have been a better series.
This shit gonna be tremendous because they are both high pace too.
Yeah,
they're both teams that like to run, to push the ball up the court. They both chuck ton of threes a game too. So it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. We got the Lakers and Timberwolves. This has been a fun series to watch. 3-1. Timberwolves are up right now. They're about to start the game in a couple minutes here.
Hopefully tonight.
So we'll see what happens. Phil gonna be probably celebrating in the chat.
If the Lakers lose tonight,
what's happening?
Nigel, if you're watching, block me on everything. Block me on your phone, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
What if they
Snapchat,
lose? What if they win this one and win the next? They lose
MySpace.
the next.
Oh, either way, like, I mean, you know how many Lakers fans I've seen online saying they're going to the championship after the Luka trade, or how many times it's finalized. It's gonna be
I wanted
Lakers,
to.
okay, etc.
I was trying to be like optimistic about it. I'm looking at it. And I'm just like, yeah, I think they can do it. But then it's the Luka thing. Like he's an incredible player, but he's one sided as hell. In the championships, you need guys that play hard on both sides of the ball. You're gonna have issues if he doesn't, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. So.
Yeah, and I don't even think Luka is the main problem for the Lakers. We've seen we see just in the Timberwolves series alone, this roster is not, capable of fighting for a championship. Outside of Luka and LeBron, Austin Reeves has been back and forth. Jackson Hayes is not even in this series anymore, and everyone else is, MIA.
Right.
So, but like I said, I try to look at everything, at non-biased as I can, but just like with you and Kenny NFL season, Saints versus Falcons, I'm looking at the same way Celtics Lakers. It's fuck them and always fuck them.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, all I heard when the Lakers were gifted and awarded the number 3 seed to begin in the playoffs, Lakers, OKC, Western Conference Finals, book it. Lakers in 5 this, Lakers in 5 that. Oh, whatever Shannon says, we rocking with, because it's always Lakers in 5.
Because I was about to say I had initially had that feeling.
I did too. So I'm prisoner of the moment as well. So I'm
and and I was still weary because I'm like, yo, like you need Luka to play, not be lazy. In the last 2 games, what was he? He was lazy. I don't care if you're sick. If you're sick, sit out. Don't play. Don't play then. You're getting in the way of your team.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought
that's how I feel about that. Like if you say you're sick, get out the way. Why don't even get on the court, bro. Don't.
Yeah. But also, I thought the same thing. I thought it was going to be. I wanted Lakers Celtics finals or Celtics OKC finals, and I thought it was going to be Lakers versus OKC in the Western Conference Finals. But looking how this team changed completely defensively and like mindset wise from the regular season to the playoffs, yeah, I definitely don't see that. Yeah, like I said, I was told Jackson Hayes was the best center in February, but obviously there's 12 months in the year, and the playoffs don't start in February. So, just like Haliburton didn't show up for the first half of the season, right, but then he showed up in the next half of the season. You can't be good 1 month and then gone the next month.
Gone like the wind.
Yeah, literally under 10 points per game, but I was told he's somewhat reliable, even though, yeah, definitely not for sure. But I'm hoping for. Well, did you place any bets for Lakers and Wolves?
Yeah, I just put it in the chat if you wanted to tell.
Okay.
I'm also thinking about the big dogs 30 apiece.
Gotcha. I'm hoping you hit those bets, and then the Timberwolves blow the Lakers the fuck out. That's what I'm hoping for, because I want my team to win first, and then what I want. Because personally, I want the Timberwolves to blow them out their own arena. Because that would be hilarious. You get eliminated on your own floor with the same result as you did with 80 a year prior. Cinema. That's what I want to see personally.
Cinema.
Because I want my people to win money, and for the Lakers' misery. That's all I want tonight. That's all I want. Is that too? I don't think that's too much to ask for personally.
No, it's not.
But yeah, because listen, if the Lakers do lose tonight or before we do our pod again next week, Cancun shirt, coconut, maybe included. We're gonna be on. The show will be set in Cancun next week. So yeah, the only reason why I didn't have the Cancun fit on today because I saw the Lakers were playing at 10. I was like, damn, they're lucky. They're lucky they didn't play yesterday. If they would have played yesterday and lost, it would have been the full Cancun set today. But lucky. The NFL schedule saved y'all. Yep.
They saved them. They saved them because.
Yep. Because this morning, guess what song was playing when I was working and woke up? Skyfall. Hold your breath and count to 10. You know it's the end. Season ends tonight. Now, personally, I don't think so because now I'm biased. I think they win tonight and lose next game. But if they do,
they're in LA, right?
Yep. If they lose in LA, Nasty work. Yeah, Nigel blocked me on my phone, on Instagram, blocked me on Facebook, blocked me on Messenger, blocked me on TikTok, blocked me on YouTube, blocked me on MySpace, blocked me on AIM, blocked me on smoke signals, blocked any letters, blocked me any communications just because you know how I will be if the Lakers lose this game tonight. If they lose in 5 games, yeah, it's up. It's up. and it will be stuck if the Lakers do lose tonight.
He said it's up and it's stuck.
I will be hate watching the hell out of this game. But I'm just hoping their bets first and then the result of the game because I'm not completely selfish. I don't because I want my people to win as well, so I'm not completely selfish. So that'll be good, Juju. Maybe if they get what they want, I get what I want. So it's a win-win. Well, except for Nigel. But hey, it'll be a win for me and Celtics fans everywhere.
I'm dead.
So yeah, that's how you know it's NBA season. I get to have my long speeches with no interruption. NFL season. Yep, I get my 5 seconds. You're good. It's my turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah, but I also we're in the middle of our.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna play their PRAs, all the big dogs.
Yeah, but also we're in the middle of our fantasy football dynasty draft as well. Our new season. I'm the defending champ for that league, so I'm looking forward to defending the throne.
Defending the throne.
Yeah, I was trying to get rid of those last 2 draft picks, and I'm pretty sure no one wants them because I don't know. I don't know if I can draft anyone that'd be worthy of these picks, but yeah.
What are you trying to get rid of?
My last 2 picks in this draft.
What do you got? We'll talk off this, but
yeah, it's back-to-back picks. So if you want them,
we'll end it.
Yeah,
we'll catch y'all next week, man. Lakers, Timberwolves, Game 5. Are the Lakers going home or are they extending the series? We'll see y'all next week, man. Peace. Oh, shit.